Good morning, Kentuckiana. It is 6 o'clock on your Friday morning. I'm Gabriel Gonzalez. We are right past that 6 o'clock hour, and now you are in 2026 on your first Friday. And we also have meteorologist Matt Breland here with us to give us a look at what you can expect for your first weekend here in 2026. Matt, very exciting.
Very exciting. That's right. Yeah, we finally made it to Friday. Even though, New Year's kind of threw off the week. I know for some of you, it may not really feel like Friday. Yesterday felt like Sunday, kind of throwing off our week a bit there. But we are starting this Friday off with a bit of patchy fog. Visibility a little bit lower here in Louisville Metro, about 6 miles visibility. Same for folks there near Springfield. Over towards southern Indiana, more towards our western counties near Huntingburg, 3 miles of visibility. So a bit of a patchy, foggy start for us this morning. We're still going to see some of that fog increasing in certain areas throughout the morning hours. Here's a live look of the Ohio River from downtown, brought to us by U of L Health and Bachman Auto Group. 30 degrees in Sellersburg, 32 near the airport, 25 for folks there near Shepherdsville. So still a bit of a chilly start to our day, but you'll notice those temperatures still in the upper 20s near Bedford, 26 Seymour, also into the upper 20s near Brandenburg, Elizabethtown 27, 27 Springfield. South winds still continuing for us. North winds still continuing to bring in some of those chilly temperatures, but notice the steady cloudy trend. We're still going to remain in an overcast pattern as we go throughout the rest of our Friday. These overcast skies really will not ease up that much. If anything, between that 3 and 4 p.m. hour, we may see a few small brief patches of sunshine amongst the clouds, but otherwise it is just going to be a cloudy pattern as we head throughout the rest of this Friday into our Saturday morning. Still a cloudy start, but some sunshine is headed back our direction. We'll have those details coming up soon, but here's an update on traffic this morning. Right now, the left-hand shoulder is blocked on I-265 eastbound at exit 15 near Beluga Church Road. Keep that in mind if it's part of your commute. Gabe?
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Matt. Our top story this morning, a new year and new prices for LG&E customers. Starting today, an average of $22 a month will be added to your bill for gas and electric. But it may not last forever. Kentucky's Public Service Commission still needs to give their final approval. Our Ian Hardwitt and photojournalist Aspen Hester explain.
LG&E says it wants the rate hikes for grid upgrades so your power is less likely to go out during a storm. In May, they asked for a $22 a month average increase, but later lowered it to $13 a month. However, Kentucky's Public Service Commission didn't make the approval before the end of 2025, meaning LG&E is allowed by law to go to the $22 a month rate increase on average until the commission makes a final decision.
I think with everything that's going on, especially this year in 2026, so many uncertainties, the last thing we need is an increase in utilities.
Greg Franzman, a counselor, will pay the bill, but he doesn't buy the reasoning.
Think a little further down the road than just keeping the wires over our heads. Why don't they go underground like they should, I think?
LG&E says the improvements they've made, using thicker wire and replacing wooden poles with steel, lowered power outage frequency by 40%. To pay for it, LG&E asked for a $5 average hike on electric customers and an $8 hike on gas customers. Multiplied by hundreds of thousands of households, the power company seeks to raise revenue by over $102 million. LG&E's last rate increase came in November of 2020, which the Public Service Commission approved. It also approved one in 2019.
In a settlement with Kentucky's Attorney General and Louisville's chapter of the Sierra Club and Environmental Group, LG&E, if approved by the commission, would not be allowed to raise rates until August of 2028. In Louisville, I'm Ian Hardwitt for WHAS 11 on your side.
And the Public Service Commission plans on making its final ruling on the rate hike by February 13th. If the commission approves the lower rate, customers are entitled to a refund credited to their bill. Well, that isn't the only change coming this year. Several other new laws are now in effect. In Kentucky, THC-infused seltzers are now banned at fairs, festivals, bars, and restaurants, with sales limited to licensed liquor stores only. Kentuckians will also see a smaller state income tax rate dropping from 4% to 3.5%, putting a few $100s back into many paychecks. Also, smoke shops that applied for a new state license before today can continue operating under provisional licenses as Kentucky steps up enforcement on tobacco and vape sales. This morning, LMPD is investigating a New Year's Eve shooting that left a woman dead. LMPD responded to that shooting just around 10:40 near the intersection of East Market and North Preston Streets. LMPD said once officers arrived, they found a woman in a parking lot of a business who was shot. LMPD's homicide unit is investigating. If you have any information, contact the tip line at 574-LMPD. In a couple of hours, a woman suspected of accidentally shooting someone on New Year's Day is due in court. 35-year-old Flor Orantes is being accused of shooting a gun through her fence. According to court documents, the shooting happened on Denmark Street in the Oakdale neighborhood. LMPD said a neighbor had video of Orantes shooting the gun. One of those bullets went into a nearby garage where a party was being held. That's when a victim was hit in the lower left leg. Orantes faces second-degree assault charges. Her arraignment is scheduled for 9 o'clock this morning. A federal judge has dismissed the consent decree that would have brought Louisville and its police department under federal oversight. The city agreed to implement reforms under the supervision of the Department of Justice in the final months of Joe Biden's presidency. Now, this comes after a years-long investigation found the city and the department engaged in practices that violated the Constitution. The consent decree was put on hold when President Trump took office. He later announced his plan to end the agreement. Judge Benjamin Beaton officially granted the government's request to dismiss the agreement with prejudice on Wednesday. This means the DOJ would not be able to bring the city under federal oversight using the same investigation. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg did not oppose the government's motion. The mayor said they would move forward with the reforms under the city's own plan dubbed Community Commitment. Another candidate is throwing their hat in Louisville's race for the mayor later this year. Metro Council Democrat Shamika Parrish-Wright confirmed to WHAS11 that she will announce her candidacy tomorrow. This will be her second attempt at running for mayor. She will be taking on incumbent Mayor Craig Greenberg. This will also be the first nonpartisan election for both mayor and Metro Council members in Kentucky. State public health officials are warning of a possible measles exposure in northern Kentucky. The Kentucky Department of Public Health says an unvaccinated out-of-state traveler visited the Ark Encounter theme park in Grant County on December 29th between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That person stayed at a Holiday Inn in Day Ridge from December 28th through the 30th. Officials say anyone at those locations should check their vaccination status and monitor for symptoms like a fever, cough, watery eyes, and a rash that starts on your face. Health leaders urge anyone who develops symptoms to contact their healthcare provider. Matt, coming over to you. It's Friday. What can we expect today?
Temperatures today staying into the lower 40s for our highs, so still a bit chilly out there, along with these cloudy skies that really will be continuing steadily throughout the day. So not much sunshine in the forecast for our Friday afternoon, but things will change over the weekend. More sunshine is headed our direction. We're going to have all the details about that coming up here in a few short minutes.